When I first saw HP's brand new budget gaming laptop, Victus 16, I thought it was a new creator laptop from HP. Safe to say, I wasn't that far off. As you will see, the Victus laptop is a very good all-around device that can fill a variety of purposes. What HP is trying to do with this new Victus brand is to fill the space between their OMEN flagship devices and the Pavilion Gaming budget laptops, offering a new mid-range brand which looks very promising. Bringing both AMD and Intel power, along with RTX Ampere graphics, you get a ton of hardware options, regardless of which one you prefer. HP Victus 16 offers both RAM and storage upgradeability through 2 slots, which can house up to 64 gigs of RAM and 2 M.2 PCIe X4 drive slots for SSD expansion. The rest of the HP components are solid. There's 16 gigs of dual-channel memory clocked to 3,200 MHz and an SSD with reasonable read and write speeds of 3,258 megabytes per second and 2,784 megabytes per second. Good enough to keep the laptop feeling snappy. 512 gigs of SSD capacity will disappoint if you want to install lots of games, but at least there's a spare bay on the inside for an easy upgrade. Getting inside a laptop could be challenging with tons of screws and plastic covers. Unfortunately, that's also the case with Victus 16. However, HP makes up for it by posting a wonderful teardown and repair guide. It's a 25-minute-long official instructional video that walks the user through removing and replacing basically every component on the laptop. Huge credit to HP for this, and I wish other brands would do the same. Many of the parts inside even list what screw sizes they use and product numbers for their replacement. Both M.2 and RAM sockets are easily accessible for upgrades. I'm leaving the link to the video in the description for your convenience. HP laptops are known for their unique designs. The Victus 16 is no exception here and distinguishes itself visually in many ways from the competitors. In addition to the V on the display lid, which is unfortunately very susceptible to fingerprints, the pretty design of the fan vents on the case bottom provides an individual look. Despite its numerous design elements, the case does not look overly playful but still rather subdued, which is mainly due to the dark colors. In terms of the build quality, the Victus 16 leaves some mixed feelings. The plastic surfaces, which tend to produce clattering in some places, such as cover and touchpad area, could be more robust, for example. The hinges are also not perfect. First, when we open the display lid, the base unit also moves slightly with it, and second, vibrations of the surface will also lead to more than the usual wobbling of the display. On the other hand, the workmanship gives hardly any reason for complaint. Almost all the case elements of our test unit show clean transitions. However, due to the edgy design, some corners still feel quite sharp, so they can cause some discomfort while using the laptop. At 2.5 kilograms, the weight of the Victus 16 is similar to that of the competitors. Only the Asus TUF F15 is a bit lighter at 2.3 kilograms. In terms of the height, with its 0.93 inch, this 16-inch laptop presents a slim impression, placing between the slimmer Alienware M15R5 and the thicker Lenovo Legion 5. Gaming laptops don't usually offer displays with wide and accurate colors and high contrast, and instead focus on things like refresh rates. The display in my Victus 16 had avoided those limitations. It's a 15.6-inch Full HD IPS display running at a 144 Hz refresh rate, with its one weakness being its old-school 16:9 aspect ratio. But as I used the display, it seemed like a similar panel to what I might find on a premium thin and light laptop aimed at productivity work and gaming. It was bright, with dynamic colors that weren't oversaturated and enough contrast that blacks stood out from whites. There is no option to upgrade to 1440p, but for an extra $20 you can upgrade to a 144 Hz refresh rate. For the price, I think the higher refresh rate is a no-brainer. The screen gets bright enough for most indoor use, but I wish it went a few levels higher. Outdoor viewing will be tricky since the screen maxes out at 250 nits, and you may also have viewing issues in sunny rooms. Notably, the HP Victus 16 gaming laptop also comes with Bang & Olufsen tuned audio system. While the dual speakers lack the same amount of pounding bass as the speakers in a lot of other laptops we've tested so far, it gets really loud and sounds composed even at the max volume. Gaming is, of course, still best experienced with a pair of headphones, but it's not bad for a casual gaming session when you want to unwind after a long day of work. The audio wasn't quite as impressive. The 2 downward-firing speakers were very quiet even when turned up all the way, although there was no distortion. Mids and highs were clear enough, but the bass was lacking. You'll want a pair of headphones when you're gaming at full strength because the sound won't be loud enough to overcome the fan noise comfortably. The same goes for binging Netflix and listening to music. Headphones are a must. With a battery unit of 70 watt-hour and hardware of this caliber, you wouldn't expect brilliant results. Still, you get 10 hours of web browsing and 8 hours of video playback. During our tests, Windows Better Performance setting was on with screen brightness set to 120 nits. And of course, all other software was closed except Chrome browser. If you want to use the HP to play games, then expect the battery to last for 90 minutes. This isn't unusual for a gaming laptop, and it sits right between the Dell and Lenovo models. Overall, the HP Victus is a decent laptop, but nothing stands out as especially wonderful. It looks great aesthetically and packs some decent hardware inside, but build quality and other shortcomings fail to set it apart. To HP's credit, the Victus looks much more professional and less gamery than the Gigabyte and Acer in my opinion. It's especially nice if you don't like to have RGB lighting everywhere. The HP Victus 16 is a good option for everyday gaming if you don't want to spend lots of money. The RTX 3060 AMD Ryzen 7 and 16.1-inch screen see to that, but the budget bites elsewhere with disappointing color quality from the display and a chassis that's heavy and a bit too weak.